Hi, here is another project I worked on. I'm a software developer with about 15 years experience, 10 years experience as a developer and about 5 years as a team manager. I have mainly experience in the .NET technology, but I also have experience in Java, PHP, Angular, Python and more. But my speciality is to produce stable products with the best practices of the industry. Thank you for your interest in my portfolio.
People always complain that it's very hard to make conversions and sell stuff online because the user always has to put his credit card and his address and all this information manually. So around 2015, Google came out with the idea of Google Checkout. This idea is to use Google credit cards, whatever you have registered there in the Google Play Store or in the Google Wallet, to be able to pay stuff that you buy online. It's very simple. You just click on the button to pay, and once you click on pay, you are able to make a payment through their system. I said to myself, if it's so simple to buy stuff online and so beautiful for people to be able to make purchases without an effort, it will be so nice for people to be able to make donations and help organization, non-profit, and help the community to be able to make payments without the frustration and the friction of entering a credit card and do everything manually. The way it works is very simple. You make your app, you write your app. At that time I wrote it in Java, and then you use a partner of Google, like a payment. Let's say you have a gateway, so your gateway payment has to have a partnership with Google in order to be able to do this. Google has your credit cards. The first thing you have to do is to communicate with your Google API in order to get a token that represents the credit card. Once you have that, you have to communicate with the gateway payment in order to get them to make a transaction. Once you make that transaction, then everything is done automatically, as you see in the chart here. I set up to make a prototype, a Google app, an Android app, to see if the whole thing works, and I sent it to the Google Play Store on my phone through the Google Play Store. And to share it with people, you have to take a risk. You start a project, you go by the most riskiest stuff first, because you don't want to work a long time and realize that it's not going to work out. So once I had a viable product, but not a commercial product, just a viable to be a proof of concept, just say. Once I had that, I sent it to Google Play Store, and the Google Play Store rejected it. They told me they wrote to me actually that you're not allowed, according to their policy, to make any donation through an application and use the Google Checkout. And they didn't tell me why, but that's their policy. And the idea and the way they want you to do it is that if you want to make donations through your application, you have to have a menu, like an about menu, and in that menu should be an option to make a donation. And when you make that donation, when the user clicks on the about menu, it should open a website, and in that website you should process the donation. So then I lost the whole thing. So then I said to myself, yes, it didn't work out, but maybe some people would be interested to know how it works. And I, by the way, made the project with PaySafe, and I've decided to make a video. There's two videos on my channel that explains how I did it and how it works and how to be able to do this kind of stuff. After all this disappointment with Google and seeing the project going nowhere, I didn't give up. I had the opportunity to do a usability class at ETS. We were 2 people and we could choose whatever we want, so I chose this project. So we've decided to make a web application. This web application, because the project has been rejected by the Google platform, so we own the web application. The user registers his credit card, he doesn't have to put it again. In this web application, you choose your organization, you choose how much money you want, and then you make the donation. You choose if you want Google Pay, then you choose a credit card, or you can enter the credit card yourself. You can make a comment, whatever you want. Now, when you press here and you start typing the name of the organization shows. You choose which organization you want, but you could also say that this organization is dear to you and you want it to be on your screen when you log in. And this is where your favorite organizations are in here. So here, this is the organizations, let's say you logged in. So this is the organizations that are dear to you and that you work with often, to whom you give donations. Again, if I go to the organization, the first thing I see is to be able to make a payment. You can do sponsoring depending on whatever they need to be sponsored, and you could do like this is a weekly sponsor. At the end of the week, this goes to zero, and the money is used, and they make another raising for that week. If you go to the main screen, you have a third option in the main menu, which is My Information. In My Information, you see how much money you contributed in total this year, and you see how much money you contributed for each organization, and according to your pledges, what are you missing. Here the person pledged $800. Up to now he gave $600, but he's still missing $200. This person, the same person, pledged $150 for this organization, but only paid $100 up to now, and is missing $50. If you press on pay right here, you go to the pay, and he give you the pledges information right away. If you click on details, you could see the invoices. You could choose which date you want. From what date, you can see all the donation you made since the beginning, since you registered to the application. It could be different dates, could be different years, but that was the idea, to be able to have everything in one space. Now that we had the Figma and the sketches of the screens, we started implementing the screens through code. We choose Angular in order to make the application. I think at the time it was Angular 5. Eventually I think it was Angular 6. Let's start the application and see how it looks like. So there's no connection to the database, there's no really backhand. Here you see when you enter the name of the organization, sometimes there's a heart that shows. When you click on the heart, you can put it as your favorite one. Here is making a donation, with all the information of the payment, the credit card, all this information. Let's make it a little bit bigger so you can see. If I go back to the main screen, now let me show you the favorite. When you put in the favorite, it heads up to your favorite organization list. Here are the pledges, and when I go into the organization, I could choose sponsor, Kiddush, or whatever you see there, like the weekly sponsor. You could choose the amount you want. It heads up, and here I have add back fees if I wanted. You could put a comment. Although the original project would not have any connection to the back end, but this one does have connection to the back end to a certain degree. I don't know if the version that I show you here or another version that I have somewhere else. After the class, I made the connection to the database. I made the back end, and I sent it through Google Cloud, which I pay every month, like a couple of cents, something like that, to be able to have this live under thing. Here, when you click on pay with credit card, it opens up the PaySafe. Well, it's not going to do it here because it's not connected live. This is through the code. As you see from the back, I started it on Windows, but when I deployed it to Linux and everything, and I started the backend too, because the backend is a service, has to be started too. You cannot today you do websites front end, back end. The RESTful API in the backend has to be started too in order for you to be able to do anything. This is the weekly sponsor. So you see whatever we saw in the Figma, you see the screens here. Sponsors, the number, you can click on the sponsor. The same what you saw in the Figma has been implemented, and not here, but it is connected to a backend with PaySafe and an account. I actually got an organization that registered with PaySafe, and they actually used that I was able to develop for them. The project is not finished, but I was able to develop for them this version. The thing is that when you click on an application, an organization, you can see right away the color of the top changes. The idea is each organization could pay to get their own colors and everything. You don't see it here, but you see it was green, now it became brown. When you click on an organization itself, you are able to make a plugin for the application. Let's say now I'm going to show you the login. The actual login is it's through a third party. It's Google, so you can log in by choosing your email and putting your password or whatever it is to log into your email account. So you don't have to register in the application itself. You just have to connect your Gmail to this application. It becomes more easier. It's you don't have to remember passwords. Eventually, I could plug it into other logins like Microsoft or other third-party logins. Eventually, I bought a template, an Ungrow template, to make something a little bit more nicer. This template comes with charts, lists, and all sort of interesting stuff. Forms, different colors, different suggestions, charts. So if I go to the main page, here I could decide which organization I want to donate to. So let's say Yavne. You see there's like some test information here, whatever it is. It's still under development. Click on donate. There's a glitch here I have to fix. Let's say put $10. Here I think it goes directly to, this is the interface of PaySafe. So once you enter the information, it will not process because it's a sandbox, but you'll be able to pay. It's like it's connected live to PaySafe. From what I remember, at the time it was connecting to the sandbox. Thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry to make it long. It's a big project. I'm alone in this project as it is right now, and there was a lot of challenges that I wanted to share with you. A real engineering project with all the challenges. The schedule, technologies, usability. The most important is to make something useful, otherwise you cannot make any money in a project.
Check out my work, portfolio.software770.com.